Alright, got 2 VODs today to make sure I don't mess up on time. I might do more tonight if I'm free though, we'll see. But we have a Stamper VOD. Put one of my code in the wrong place. I mean, you gotta go check if it's in the thread. And but yeah, we're gonna review Stamper, and then we have a Div 3 team review. This is a solo queue match from Tie is Infinite or Infinity, not sure which they prefer. Advice on positioning on what I should be doing at any given moment. Alright. Not a threat on Blue Sky. Yeah, this is one of those games where, while we're doing the pre-watch, I noticed the KDs were very high across the board. Like, I think everyone on the team that the sword is on has a pause KD, but we lost the game. Usually, when there's, like, someone with a really high KD, or in general a team full of high KDs, and we lose, it is a lack of proper scaling or aggression on holds that allows the other team to prevent much objective points from being scored. So oftentimes it can be a sign that deaths are actually, like the deaths being low are actually part of the problem, because the lack of deaths comes from, you know, not scoring effectively. The gain is sufficient. Either way, Stamper is one of those weapons that has a lot to look into. Already noticed we're kind of using a lot of charge slash. So our ink efficiency is probably a bit rough. That's unfortunate we missed that kill there. We've kind of like stayed in roughly the same position for like 20 seconds now, which is usually not a good sign. Especially for like a weapon like this. Glasses. Yeah, like right here, we're in such a good position to push. Like, even a player down, we have 2 specials here to initiate right side, but we're so patient. Like, we're just letting the other team regroup. Yo, what's up, Hermit? I'm guessing you're the same Hermit as the, you know, the one I know. And who had the tournament result like 2 days ago. I don't quite remember what your Twitch is, even though I literally just followed you. That's a little insane, that's not a one-shot, I won't lie. The actual hitbox for the one-shot on Sword looks so ridiculous, but it's not in the actual game. It's like actually pretty fair. Yes, I've been doing good. Yeah, that's good to hear. Congrats on the result over Milky Way, that's obviously big for you. Okay, now we're casting? I do like that we're using cast because we were holding it for a bit, but this is like a terrible target. Try is like so good at dealing with cast up close. Kind of just sloshes around. Yeah, we use so much charge slash in neutral though. Our ink, like, we're just so low on ink. Like, that's a situation where we really want to help the fight on bottom left, but we have like no ink to use burst bomb or anything. Like, just look how long the Stamper's operating off of like half their ink tank in this like entire situation. Like, we're still under half our ink right now. This is like very common with ink hungry burst bomb weapons. Is you just, like, now's the first time in forever we're actually... No, we're not even full ink tank now. We're still, like, half ink tank, right? It's a very, like, tough thing to notice. Yeah. Like, right here we finally have our ink tank, and we use a burst, and it's gone immediately. And now we still don't have burst. It's like the burst is very preemptive, which in this case, like, This weapon just doesn't ever get double burst. Like, it's even harsher than Stamper's burst efficiency. Or not than Stamper, than S-Blast, so it's like, you can't waste your burst. You really feel it. Especially because there's a lot of situations where, like, your burst bomb's gonna be the only way you can actually assist in a team fight. It's like, not having it really sucks. But yeah, I mean, I can really just see the complacency later and later into the game. This zip is really good to initiate. Ah, we could have re-attacked that. Tough. Now we have to chill for a regroup. We need to pull away from jumps, though. We're standing too close to top middle. Yeah, okay, thankfully the Dapple gets pulled away, but that Dapple could have, like, killed our entire push. Okay. I think that's probably it. Yes? Okay, that's the game. Okay. Give me 1 second before we start. Okay. So I'm gonna do what I did last time, where I put the game into overhead when we're like actually doing the review, because I think it's a bit easier to see like what's going on for everybody. So I don't have much of a problem with the opening of the game. It's like kind of normal. Definitely like sharking a little bit, baiting approaches, but it makes a lot of sense with like our team going down early. We were in like a pretty good position to where people rounding the corner wouldn't be able to see us. Like, all that's good. I think this whole first push is good. Like, I don't think I have much to say for this entire first part of the game. There's a little bit of general habits I'll go over, but I'll save that for the end. Replays can be submitted on the Blue Sky thread. Go check my Blue Sky and scroll. Anyway, let's get back to... kind of just get caught up, I try. Okay. I think from here is where I want to focus a little bit, right? So... there's a few habits I want to talk about a little bit. The first one I mentioned a little in the pre-watch, but we can kind of see it here, right? And that is, like, burst bomb usage. Like, in this case, this is double burst. I think we use burst bomb way too often to initiate or poke, and just in general use it too much. There's a lot of times in this game where you're kind of just stuck operating on, like, half an ink tank, or at least, like, low enough of an ink tank to where you don't have access to burst bomb. Because, like, burst charge slash is over 50% of your ink tank, just by default. Burst 45, the charge slash is like, I think 9% or 11%, somewhere around there. Depends on the main saber you're running, right? So we just simply don't have access to like a lot of options, a lot of burst combos that we need. A lot of what makes Stamper good is the range and mobility it has. Gives you very good punish on opponents. It doesn't like kill as quickly outside of like burst charge slash, and even that is like a lot of travel time to get to the opponent. It's like oftentimes you're able to punish things that other weapons can't just because of the range and mobility you have. You're also very good at like surviving and dragging out your engagements. You can like camp at a ledge, you can play safely, etc. Like there's a lot of good tools to play around with this weapon. But it's also very ink hungry, so it's like it has to like use a variety of options in its toolkit. Everything it wants to do uses a lot of ink, so you need to be very good at managing your ink tank and your efficiency on this kind of weapon. I think we were going for re-attack and accidentally charge slash dash. The other problem I have with this situation in particular is that you're kind of playing a frontline weapon, and this is kind of a backless lobby, so it's a little different, but like you kind of need to take forward space. Here we're kind of reactive to everything that the opponent is doing, and like if you didn't have anyone defending up here, that'd be understandable, but right now we already have a 52, we already have a Dapple Dooley that are both kind of taking care of this defensive position in the way, so we need to what's it called? We need to rotate away and to start pulling in a different direction or creating a threat. Because what you don't want when you're defending is you don't want all the defender resources to force like multiple people to be moved here. So for example, this Booyah Bomb is affecting the 52, it's affecting the Dapple Dooley, and now it's affecting you. If you're not here, this Booyah Bomb is displacing one less person. So it's a bunch of small factors here. It's like the same thing with the Reef Sider, right? This Reef Sider is affecting both you and your Dapple Dooley here. So it looks like you're helping out on defense, but in reality, like, what's going on here is that you're, like, kind of just giving their specials more value. You're standing in a line with your team, and they're able to just kind of walk in and take a lot of space. Okay. It's like a lot of this defensive responsiveness is what leads to this push where we're just not creating any threats. We have very limited area we can affect, and we're overlapping with a lot of our teammates' jobs. And it's pretty much from here onward that you start, or maybe it's after this fight, I don't remember. But like, I noticed from like here, the next 3 minutes onward, I think you almost exclusively play this quadrant of the map, like this little 1/4 area. I don't have like a drawing tool on stream I can use right now, but it's like this corner of the map is all I see you play from here on out. Which this position in itself has some aggressive merits. The ledge camp position here is fairly strong, but you're not really dealing with any weapon that's going to hang back over here. Like there's no no Explo, no charger, no anything like that, you know? You're not really dealing with an anchor or any weapon that would set up here. And scaling is also very difficult because this is kind of in the middle of the map here, and your positional advantage on this right side is usually going to be behind this ledge back here that you'll be able to like sit under and ledge camp. So typically like bottom right or top mid is where you want to end up. And this spot could be a little tricky to move from there. Anyway. Right, and the lack of ink tank will also help with stuff like this where, you know, if you have a burst normally, like think about how close the shot is to dying, then you could like help clean up the kill on. Yeah, so like here is where I see us rotating back. Like why even rotate back to middle? Just hold this right side. The poking you do on the forge is good, but like every time you poke, you end up backing off. So like you're going in, you're going for damage, but when you don't find anything, instead of like trying to keep the area you're contesting, you're constantly backing off. So you have your teammates who are trying to make a push over here happen, and like look how your positioning from an overhead perspective is so defensive that like not only are you not helping what's going on there, you have trouble even seeing what's going on. Like if I go to your POV here, right, we switch to your perspective. Notice how you literally cannot see what's going on the other side of the map. You have no idea what they're actually pushing, so the information you have is very limited here. So like the sharking we did at the start of the game made a lot of sense because you had multiple members of your team down. So the enemy team had incentive and reason to take space to walk directly into you. But now their team is contesting someone else. Someone else is already pulling their attention. And when you have a teammate that's doing a good job of like pulling and taking aggressive space, your job as Stamper is most often going to be the damage to actually clean these kills. So you need to be much more proactive in these kind of fights. In this case, we're just defensively responding to the shot. And worse is that your entire team like reacts to this and starts positioning near you. And now look at this right side of the map that's vacant here. Like there's so much opportunity to push. But now everyone's also playing in the same reactive position that you were playing. And so no progress happens, even though the map is like fairly open. Like there's so much green paint over here for your team to move in, but nobody's taking it. So now we're being overly defensive, right? This needs to be space that's taken by you and your team. It's like same thing when you rotate off spawn here. Okay, great. Like this position up to the ledge is great. Like now we're initiating, making stuff happen. And like ideally from here, you know, you get caster, you get a kill, and then you caster to extend. And just kind of keep momentum. And then you also recall near this aggressive position, which is pretty good. This was the unfortunate miss we saw earlier. I think your positioning there was fine. Just important that we didn't get the one shot on that. Anyway, I might actually switch back to your POV. Let's see. Right, so this is the same central thing all over again, right? You're in the main path your team's going to move in from. You're literally in the center. Like, this is kind of the line of progression on this map right here. Right, and they simply have this wider angle over here because their Dapple's controlling this corner. The person in your base is not pushing this right side. Taking space wide on the left is okay in this situation. Like, if you're going to play from this side of the map, then I expect you to try to get near this wall because it's going to open up chances for your Dapple to push. Like, right here, you can kind of fight people off your Dapple and play off of that. The zip here is not what I recommend, obviously. I mentioned that a little bit, but, like, the angle here is fine because you're taking it wide. But ideally, I think this is kind of the position that's better for your weapon because you have more ledge camp angles, and it's easier for you to scale into the right side of the map from there. Right, this goes into the burst efficiency here. Like, watch your actions once you land in here as Stamper. Right. We jump in, and like you see how we jump and we use like our burst slash immediately? There's no mouse that you're supposed to see now. Like you see you jump here, slash, burst, horizontal, and like your entire ink tank is depleted, and now you actually have someone to respond to. Like oftentimes you can wait when you have these more active teams that are taking fights, like a lot of the time your 52 or Dapple is taking attention in fights, and what they need out of you is just reliable follow-up. So it's like the ink tank's just missing here for this follow-up damage. You should also round your corners with charge slash dash a little more. It's like unrelated to the game, but you like charge slash and you dash, and the dash peeks you around a corner and you attack out of it. It's like a cool way to round corners with this weapon. It could be useful like on this ramp by the middle, for instance. I don't really see you doing it, but like it's like a situationally useful thing. Another thing while we're talking about ink efficiency is a lot of time you're poking with your charge slash, and you should just use horizontal. Horizontal is going to be more consistent at actually hitting damage, even if it's less damage, but it's also like, I think it's like half the ink tank consumption as a charge slash. So it'll help you keep your uptime a lot more if you're just poking with the horizontal, especially if you're paired with other teammates who are doing high damage. That'll usually be able to work off of it, but like even horizontal in a burst bomb is much easier to land than charge slash, and it's still like 70 damage that's very easy to work off of. In general, like I'd like you to start using burst bomb after your slashes, like horizontal charge slash, and then burst, instead of like bursting and the slash. Burst can trap people, but it's like if you're already shooting at someone and looking at them, it'll be a lot easier to burst follow. And the other benefit is your burst bomb will be able to go after your slashes. So like if someone tries to run into cover, your burst bomb can follow up in ways that your main weapon really can't. This is like the same deal here where, okay, we got some picks, but now we need to take space. We're still like kind of defensive. Even here, like we get like another kill in the try and we're back to top mid, right? We get another kill and we're still on top mid. It's like you gotta move at this point here. I think Caster is okay in this position. It does respond a little faster. My issue with Caster is that you're eventually going to end. And when your Caster ends, look how far away you're recalling. Like, you're so far away from the action. Whereas if you pushed right side and you zipped from there, by the time you recall, you're already fighting. Yeah, 52 is more than viable. It's a pretty strong weapon. It's not, like, crazy or anything, but it's good. It's, like, definitely good enough to win. But yeah, I think it's like that's about all I have to say for this game. It's a lot of ink efficiency habits with Stamper that we need to work on. A lot of using more horizontal slash, saving your burst bombs, stuff like that. A lot of the positioning just needs to be you taking more active space, getting away from the middle of the map or pushing off of teammates. Really try to keep an eye out for if people are looking at your teammates, and if you combine these two factors together, you'll be pushing better off of your, you'll be like initiating fights more, and you'll have more resources for those fights. So like both of those will end up being a lot more helpful for you. All right.